Hello, Marcus Boston. Quick video today, and we are going to discuss a question that we get from mothers, and it is couched under "my labor was mishandled. Can I sue because the doctors mishandled my labor and delivery?" And when we pull that question back a little bit, what we essentially find is that for some mothers, what they are complaining about is that the doctors and the nurses, they may have given them poor bedside manner. And because of this poor bedside manner, the question then becomes, can we sue because of the poor bedside manner? And so for this video today, I want to go deeper into this and to help you understand that essentially what this question is asking is, what must be proved to be successful in a birth injury or a traumatic brain injury case? And these cases, what they essentially boil down to is negligence. And when we're dealing with negligence, we're talking about four basic elements, which are duty, breach of duty, causation, and that fourth element, damages. And so when we're looking at poor bedside manner, if this is essentially all you have is poor bedside manner, then the argument is going to be, at least from the other side, it's going to be then that you really haven't met that damages aspect of a medical malpractice case. Or if you have met that aspect, the damages portion is minimal at best. And so for this video, I want you to understand that if we're just talking about poor bedside manner alone, more than likely, that's not going to be enough. Now, let's change it up a little bit. Let's say that we have poor bedside manner during labor and delivery, and we have a baby that has suffered a traumatic brain injury, like in a lot of our contexts, in a lot of our cases, HIE or hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy. And for HIE, what we are essentially dealing with is a reduction in blood and oxygen, which then leads to a baby suffering a brain injury. Now, if we have that aspect, we have a baby that has a brain injury and we have poor bedside manner, now we're looking at a different situation. And I'm going to borrow from a colleague of mine who we do these cases with, and we were discussing this with the family one time, and what he said was that we got to think about it like this. It's like baking a cake or making a cake. You need all of your ingredients to be right on for you to have a cake. If you're missing an ingredient, then your cake may not turn out well. It may not rise or it may not taste well. You're going to have problems with your cake. And so if you have a situation in which the baby has suffered a brain injury, you've got substantial damages there, and there was a deviation from the standard of care, which is what caused this brain injury, then the poor bedside manner will come into play, because now mom can paint a picture as to her experience with the medical professionals during her labor and delivery. She can talk about her personal experience and how they treated her, or how they gave her information in regards to her medical condition and what was going on. And so that situation with the poor bedside manner, it almost becomes like icing on the cake. It becomes another layer that is added to paint a picture of what may have happened during labor and delivery. Now, I want to make sure that I'm not, that when we're talking about this, that I'm in any way minimizing poor bedside manner, because that shouldn't happen. Doctors and nurses, they should not have poor bedside manner. But in some instances, we've been doing this long enough to know that in some situations there is poor bedside manner. And so if you are in that situation where there is poor bedside manner and you have questions about it, then what I would suggest is you may talk with the patient advocate at the hospital and learn what is the process for filing a complaint or being able to get your situation or your experience to get that to the right people in the hospital so they can be made aware of what was going on. But as it pertains to just poor bedside manner and filing a lawsuit or something of that nature, especially in the context of a birth injury case or something like that, then I hope this was to help you understand that damages aspect of things and the problems that you might run into if you are just looking to go that route along just with poor bedside manner. Now, this is one of my longer videos, and it was a lot of stuff that's in this video, but I'm hoping that you can understand some of these issues and how they come together when we are looking to do a birth injury investigation for a family, or to help them understand whether their baby's traumatic brain injury at birth, whether this was something that the doctors or the hospital, whether this was something that they caused and that they're responsible for, or whether there was something else that caused the injury. If you have more questions, maybe you're here because your baby has suffered that HIE injury and you've got questions. There's a telephone number down below on the screen. What I invite you to do is go ahead and pick up the phone and call me. We talk with families like yours about these types of issues all the time, and I'll be happy to take some time and listen to your story. When you call, just let my secretary know, let them know that you would like to get on our calendar and you would like to speak with either myself or my colleague and co-counsel, Renee Boston. Get on our calendar and speak with us about your baby story. Remember, there's no cost to talk with us about your baby story. All right, one more thing before I get out of here today. I practice law in the state of Maryland. And I know because this video is online, and it's on social media and some of these other platforms, we sometimes get individuals who will contact us and they're not in Maryland. Understand that if that's you, and you're not in Maryland, that we have to use what we call co-counsel or local counsel. In other words, an attorney in your state. And that's something that we can work with you on, but I just want to make sure that if you're not in Maryland, that you understand that co-counsel or that local counsel aspect of things. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group, LLC. And we'll talk with you next time. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.